Hello and welcome to the Late Night Lounge here on Latte FM. It is Friday, the 7th of November. Halloween has come and gone. Bonfire night has come and gone. Christmas is just around the corner. But before we get there, we have weeks and weeks of prime Barclays action. And what a weekend it could be this weekend. Arsenal go to Sunderland in the 5:30 kickoff tomorrow on Saturday night. And then Manchester City host Liverpool. That is going to be an interesting hate watch, and a very warm welcome to everybody watching from around the world. I hope wherever you are watching from, you are safe, you are warm, you are healthy, and you have had a good week. I have had a very challenging week from work, 3 days in the office, back-to-back Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in London with late nights, away in Birmingham for an overnight conference, and I've only just got back about not even an hour ago. And here we are. The show must go on. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let's go straight to the chat and see what everyone's up to. Tonight, we are going to talk about Arsenal apparently favourites for the Champions League, according to Opta and their super calculator. We'll have a look back at Prague. David Raya has now got 50 clean sheets for the Arsenal, the fastest to do that in the Arsenal net in our club history. We have a weekend of action, so we're going to look ahead to the trip to Sunderland, Granit Xhaka FC. It'll be a lot of reminiscing, certainly in a positive light from my side. Yeah, there you go. There was my pinned message tonight. We back, and it's Xhaka FC. Tamina was first in to tonight's show. Hi, FK. How you doing today? I'm tired, but I'm pleased to be back, and I'm pleased to be online. My apologies for not doing a show yesterday and the night before, but we have plenty of action to come. Tamina says Arsenal will smash Sunderland 6-0 or even 10-0 on Saturday. Tamina, your optimism and your hope every week really does make me smile. Thank you for that. Joel, welcome. Says, good evening, gentlemen. Last game before the international break, the last international break of 2025. Hallelujah. 3 points and no injuries is the wish list. Then watch Manchester City and Liverpool share a point each. Whole Milk, what a thumbnail. Is this FK's work or Forder? Well, Forder did the three sort of facial transformations on the players, but I'm doing all the backgrounds and the edits and the titles, so I'm glad you like them, Whole Milk. Welcome to the show. Paul's here. Evening all. I'm saying this a lot, but I want a clean sheet and at least one more goal than Sunderland. Got to be happy. Absolutely. V Vlad, welcome. Hope you've had a good week, my friend. Good evening, Gooners. Good weekend. We need one more push to get 3 points here. Hopefully, we'll have almost a fully fit squad after the break. Come on, you Gunners. Can you imagine a fully fit squad? Look at us. Look at us. And there might be a couple of surprise inclusions this weekend. Who knows? AFC 777. Good evening, my Arsenal brothers and sisters. This is apparently a YouTube thing now to avoid people trying to copy people's names. It is now based on your handle. I've just seen it on the Warner Brothers official YouTube channel. Watching the trailer for the new Michael Jackson film that's expected next April. Everybody's handles are as that. And it's Josh. Thank you, Meek Miller. I'll try and remember that. Karen's here with her wavy hands. Hello, hope everyone's well. I broke my wrist, so fun times. Oh, no, you didn't. I'm so sorry to hear that, Karen. What on earth were you doing? Oh, dear. How long are you out for? I wish you all the very best with your recovery. Dave's here. Evening, Gooners. Oh, we've got some new channel members. Let's have a look at this. Cyrus1497 so kindly has gifted 5 Latte Firm Arsenal FC memberships here on YouTube. New channel members. That is supremely generous of you, Cyrus. Really appreciate the kindness. It goes a long way towards the channel. It is good to have you in the house. Thank you so much for that. Jizzle McDizzle says, Mark Carnage. I don't even know what that means. It's been a long week. You're going to have to forgive me today. Trevor Bibbins is here as well. DJ D10, welcome. Good evening to you, lovely Gooners. Hello to Sir Trevor Bibbins and, of course, Karen Katz. I love the way you guys just know each other and you embrace each other in the chat every week. It's fantastic. Angry Pacifist says, I made it. Jizzle McDizzle says, just imagine if we beat Sunderland. What a fixture. Look, it's not going to be easy. They are 4th in the Premier League. They've been going great guns, and Granit Xhaka is, of course, there. I'm sure he is going to want to get one in on his former team. Thank you, Donald, for all the love on the thumbnail. Ragamuffins here. Evening all. Big game this weekend. Big games. What kind of work do I do? I work in marketing, Mike. So I work in sort of marketing and sales, and I'm very lucky. I have a very fun job. But yeah, that's what I do. So what do you do? Let me know. Xhaka will get all the love. He will get all the love tonight. I'm going to force all that love on Wayne. Sam says, yes, FK, late night latte, the best way to start a massive weekend for Arsenal. Thank you. So kind of you. All of you. Look at this. All of you in the chat. So good. People have gone early with their score predictions as well. It's such a lovely, lovely time to come on and do a show. I can't handle all this, says Funny Gunner 83. Neither can I. Good evening, gents. And let's bring in the gents. First up, he's not looking as sharp as he always does. Wayne Belly, what's going on? Have you had a week like me as well?
It's been a long week, but tonight is just going to be the worst of it. I'd rather be at work right now. I'd rather be doing office. I'd rather be in the office.
Tell me why.
I don't want to. I want to do Arsenal versus Sunderland. I don't want to do player content tonight. I don't want to do it. You make me sick enough every Friday. This is just going to be even more. It's not Valentine's Day yet, so the love fest has got to stop.
Well, Granit Xhaka is going to come back to haunt you.
You've said his name. You've been live for 6 minutes.
And I've said it how many times?
You've said his name at least 6 times. We're averaging 1 a minute. And let's just talk about the club, man, because we're in a good spot.
Look at the pain on his face, ladies and gents, boys and girls. He can't even bring himself to praise the former Arsenal captain.
I want to be happy because we're doing so well. We're not conceding goals, and you're going to make me sad. You're just going to ruin my Friday because I feel you want Xhaka to win more than you want Arsenal to win.
Hey, listen. Win-win, yeah? I'm kidding. Listen, Henkeho, yeah, I smashed the conference. It was fantastic. Away in Birmingham. Birmingham people are so lovely, man. And the Birmingham Christmas markets. Have you ever been to Birmingham, Wayne, at Christmas time?
Not at Christmas time, no. I've been, obviously, to Birmingham, but
the German markets and the Christmas sort of displays they've got around New Street, phenomenal. I don't know if there's any in the house. Absolutely
I'm surprised that Christmas stuff is up already.
You know what? I'm so glad you say that because it feels really early. Like the lights have gone on all in London.
Like Halloween just finished.
Yeah, but the markets are already up in Birmingham. I wonder if this is some sort of weird ploy from the government to kind of make us forget about all the pain that's going to come in the new budget and all the stuff that's happening in the world.
They want us to start spending more money earlier.
This is true. Xhakaland FC, says Danny. Mohammed's bringing back us down to earth. Hope Xhaka gets sent off. I hope we just get the 3 points. Xhaka hat trick. Xhaka's getting a red. Xhaka booming coming. What a great show.
I'd love a red. It would be so sweet. After all the reds he got for us, it's about time he gave us one.
Funnily Gunner says it's earlier every year. And DJ D10 says, come on, it's not Christmas time. Although my son has asked to get the Christmas tree out tomorrow.
No, that's crazy. I'm sorry. Christmas tree is for like the end of November.
Yeah. Dustin Roberts 4570 says that is fast. Our Christmas market starts November 22. Where are you, Dustin? What part of the world are you in? Angry Pacifist says should be illegal to mention Christmas before December. And Ampalash says, what is this EV and hybrid car paper mile rubbish? Do you know what? I got to be honest. I don't actually have any issue with it. I think the electric vehicle that I have, I bought it fairly reasonably. It's very, very cheap to charge. I don't pay any road tax. 3 pence a mile is not the end of the world. If you're doing 10,000 miles a year, what is that? 300 quid? Yeah, it's similar to road tax on a car. 10,000 miles is quite a lot. I don't know. Let's bring in our other panelist tonight, Yamin Yamal. How are you, my man?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Not too bad. How's your week been, Yem? Tell us.
I'd say fair to middling.
Okay. What have you been up to?
What does that even mean?
That's why I said it.
What have you been up to, man?
I was waiting for that reaction. No, mainly, obviously, it's the start of school term, so back to school for the kids. Other than that, it's just been busy, just been dealing with a few bits and pieces. But yeah, and then obviously enjoying the Champions League games. Didn't go to plan with the English clubs on a Wednesday. Well, actually, apart from the team that cannot get out of carrier bag, can't beat a carrier bag.
Chelsea.
Talking actually of primary school, you two might be able to give me some quick advice, and anyone in the chat with kids. I'm actually primary school. I'm in primary school hunting at the moment.
Because obviously this is going to be clipped up, I'm sure. Yeah, go on.
No, my daughter goes to primary school next September, so we're looking for ones that we want to apply to. Let's not do this.
Go on.
So she goes next September. Mm-hmm. How do you decide on your primary school? Like, how do you just go in there and you're like, this is the primary school for my kids. Like, how
Brother,
do
you have
you
us
get that
on
feeling?
WhatsApp. You have us on WhatsApp.
Why are you
You
asking
speak
it on
to
the
us
line?
every day.
Yeah.
Why are we
Listen,
bringing this up on a live podcast? This is worse. This is
You
probably
don't
the
respond
worst
to your
thing you've ever
WhatsApps.
done on this channel. Yeah, this is true. But this is probably you've actually seen and raised every single one of the Mbele snack checks. What
Is
on
this the only
earth
time?
are you
This is
doing?
the only time I speak to you. Otherwise, you
We're
don't
9
reply.
minutes
Can I
in,
just say,
thousands of people will watch this show, and you're talking about Ofsted ratings for your daughter's school on an
look, I
Arsenal
think we should.
channel.
I think we should do this as we do it at work. Can we take this offline, please, and deal with the setup on the side?
Do you know? I think we need to touch base.
Let's touch base. Circle back.
Let's circle back to that.
Circle back.
Oh my god, what are we doing? Honestly, just three.
Forget
old
it's
gits.
not latte firm anymore. It's corporate firm. We're enjoying these
Ragamuffin
corporate.
says Ofsted rating in the area. Look around. I mean, I don't think you get a choice because you just put them on a list, and then the local authority just gives you a school. But go and visit the schools, check out the Ofsted ratings.
Ask parents if you can get some parents.
Ask other
it's a
parents.
website,
Yeah, I mean, pick one near your house. I mean, with hot teachers.
very basic selection criteria. Isn't it?
He's in the mood. He's in the mood. Wayne belongs on loose women. Oh, I love this show. I love you guys. It's just brilliant. Brilliant. Jizzle McDizzle says, would rather be talked about primary schools than fawning over Xhaka, who doesn't play for us anymore. Ouch.
That's why Wayne did it. That's why Wayne did it, isn't it? He's trying to extend
It's
this
a
out.
distraction. It's a distraction.
150 already live watching three guys talk about their kids' schools at 10 p.m. on a Friday night. Right, let's not talk about schools and or hot teachers or hot mums in the area. This is going very, very downhill. Let's do the snack check. Wayne, have a go at rescuing what you've just done for the last few minutes. What have you got for us tonight?
I've gone plain and simple tonight, but never lets you down. Ready sorted hula hoops, the big
classic,
ones.
mate. Classic.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong.
No,
Cannot go wrong, actually.
Solid. It's the granite Xhaka of crisps.
Do you know what? It's a solid 7 out of 10. I can't knock it. And the big hula, the big pack. Yeah, you've done well there. You've done well.
Thank you.
Yembele, what you got for us tonight?
So I've got, this was interesting because I had a look at I was in the news agent. I just thought I'll get a little snack. What's available? What's going to pique my interest? So I found this. It's a Ritter Sport with cornflakes in it. It's like a cornflake cake chocolate.
No, all right. Apologize to me. Let's talk about schools again, because what is that?
Why? What's wrong with that? Have you never had a cornflake cake?
I need to zoom you in, mate. What on earth? Hang on.
Have you not seen? I mean, I'm just intrigued.
Yembele, where did you go shopping?
What is Ritter Sport?
Where did you find
Have
that?
you never had Ritter Sport? Have you never had Ritter Sport? It's like a German chocolate. It's available everywhere.
Why are you eating it then? Just honestly.
Why not?
Right. Hassa C, welcome to the show. Hope you had a tremendous week. He doesn't even like it. Look at that face. Waiting for president. Children first. Angry Pacifist says, living the dream. I've just asked, what are your snack techs tonight, ladies and gents, boys and girls? What are you having? AFC 777's gone first. Leftover Chinese chips and prawn crackers. That is tremendous. Oh, some school advice. Paul James says, I'm a former head teacher. Best advice I can give is ignore Ofsted ratings. Visit the schools that you have an interest in. Speak to the parents and friends with kids at those schools. Well, there you go.
Thank you.
Josh Miller says, I love Xhaka until the moment he kicks Rice. Then he'll be dead to me. Worse than Trent. Ragamuffin says, snack check tonight is apple crown pastry and blackberry gin. Oh no, he's got a fan. That actually looks good. I want it. Terence Tibbs says the same thing. That looks good, to be fair. Oh my goodness. Jammer 307 says, now I'm with Yem. They are elite. Oh no. Sounds like something from a bad packed lunchbox. Dustin saying those are nice. We've had those chocolates before. Ritter Sport is elite, says Mike Jones. Yambele's getting a lot of love. Ian Bruce is having a twirl tonight. You can never go wrong with a Ritter Sport. The guy is a man of class and culture. How long did that take you to log into your burner account, Yembele, and type yourself that?
2 minutes. Just when I went mute and decided just to type in and just get rid.
Well, I'm going to leave this comment on screen because Dave has inspired me to go back to these bad boys. Milka Raspberry Jaffa Cakes. They are the absolute elite primary choice of Jaffa Cakes in the world. They are absolutely tremendous. And Dave, tonight You open your packet, I open my packet. Let's just go, man. Let's just do it together. You've been waiting for that because he's put it in the Patreon chat 3 or 4 days ago. And I was like, Dave, just crack it open tonight. And he was like, no, I'm going to finish the whole packet in one go, as he normally does. So he can do that tonight. High as a Kite says, tonight's snack is warm tuna yogurt with banana ketchup and pickled eggs.
That's not a real snack.
That's not real.
No,
that's not real, man. You lost it at tuna yogurt. Had you have said banana yogurt with ketchup, tuna, and pickled eggs, I probably would have believed you. But that is
no, but
not
there's such
happening.
things. But there's the banana ketchup. I know that.
Eh?
But tuna yogurt. There's banana ketchup. Yeah.
Yembele, come on, man.
No.
I have to look it up.
It's a very sweet ketchup. There is.
Oh my god, it actually exists. Banana ketchup.
Yeah.
And hang on, tuna yogurt.
I don't know about tuna. I've never heard of that.
Oh my god, it exists.
What is it?
This is real then.
Oh, it's a tuna. So tuna yogurt, I think, is maybe an American thing for tuna salad.
Tuna yogurt. Why is it called a yogurt?
Banana ketchup and pickled eggs.
Why is it called a yogurt? Why not tuna salad?
I don't know. Look it up. Google it. Donald says, I had Ritter Sports dark chocolate with marzipan and I bought it from a local Asda. Tudor_Madeline says, Ritter Sport is the best dark chocolate. OMG. Henke says, Yem goes to the late night store down the spooky roads with no road light. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Paul James tonight is having prawn cocktail crisps and some strawberry and lime cider. And I'm actually disappointed, Yembele, you've not gone to M&S. I got a parking ticket at our local M&S. I bought lots and lots and lots and lots of biscuits and nuts and mixed fruits and all that sort of stuff for my brother-in-law to take back home. We spent like 300 quid in that tiny little M&S. I'd parked for longer than an hour and a half because we were raiding everything and sending pictures back and forth to the wives, as you can imagine. And I got a parking ticket. I am livid. Euro car parks, I'm after you. I am after you. I'm not having that. One Manny K says toffee crisp and a cup of tea. Toffee crisp is decent. And would you dunk the toffee crisp in the tea?
Sorry, Ragamuffin has just commented. It's not just any parking ticket.
That's
That is
actually really
superb.
good.
Ragamuffin. Oh, yeah, I tell you what, he's one message of the night, isn't he? Already. It's not just
And
any
it needs the
parking
music
ticket.
as well. It just needs the music as well, just to complete it, doesn't it?
Man, you guys are too fast. You guys are too fast. Mike says he's got one of those massive Toblerones from the airport. Great for a Friday night check. That just reminds me of Joey and friends. Terrence, snack check, assorted Ambala tin, mate. You are living life. Believe me, there will not be any Xhaka hatred tonight. Certainly not from me. Maybe from these two clowns, but not from me. Mike says banana ketchup is a thing. It's a Filipino thing. My wife loves it. Well, there you go. Good evening, gentlemen. How are you all? I'm very well. We're all very well. Long time no see. It's been weird without any latte firm madness in my life. I know, 2 days, Danny. 2 days without any shows. And people lose their minds. Dustin says he's an American. He's never heard of tuna yogurt. Well, if you Google it, okay, I apologize. Maybe it's not an American thing. It could be some sort of other cuisine. I just, I always find Americans have really strange names for many foods that we have in
I'm having
England.
to Google
And
this now. 'cause
I
can't-
lazily labeled you guys as that. Rob says he's having pizza and coffee. Is that okay? Well, coffee's absolutely fine. Pizza's absolutely fine. Depends what's on your pizza, Rob. Give me the toppings. Go on, Yem.
I know it's not giving me anything. It's giving me tuna and Greek yogurt. I don't think that's it.
Ooh,
We need
that's
clarity.
terrible
We need clarity on this tuna yogurt thing.
LXCS37 Starbar. That is the one. It is like a boost, but for chocolate aficionados. That is tremendous. Right, let's get into some Arsenal content, while I tuck into these beautiful raspberry-flavored chocolate Jaffa cakes, courtesy of Milka. Keep that chat active, people. There are hundreds of you watching live on YouTube. And if you are watching for the first time, thinking, what the hell is going on? We are about to pick up the pace and the quality of the content as we focus in on all things Arsenal. And if you do enjoy the content, please do subscribe. By the way, quick shout out to Gary, to Dave, and to Melissa, Patreon members. I've got you all tickets for Arsenal versus Crystal Palace on the 23rd of December. I will sort out details and transfers and memberships and all that sort of stuff in due course. Gary, I'm also working for a second ticket for you because I think you wanted a second one. So watch this space. Thank you so much for keeping that chat active on Patreon and, of course, for supporting the channel. It is greatly appreciated. Right, football talk. Gents, we played in the Champions League in midweek. It was an easy win in the end. I want to talk about the Opta Analyst Calculator in just a second. But Wayne, you go first. Just overall thoughts, I guess, on the win. I mean, it's 4 out of 4. I mean, I don't know how to describe games anymore. We're not even conceding shots and goals, and it's just another win. Another week, another win.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And I thought that we navigated this one really well because for those of you that watched it, and I know that you didn't tune in until the 70th minute because you were in the office, that first sort of 10 to 15 minutes was relatively tricky. They didn't have necessarily the best chances. They weren't carving us open, but it was a hostile European away atmosphere against a team that was really, really up for it. And I thought that we struggled to play our game in that sort of early sort of 5-10 minutes, and it was all down to the opposition. I thought they started the game really well. But once we got that penalty, once we got into our stride, we just kind of ran away with it, and we ticked all of the boxes that we needed to tick, which was mainly no more injuries, early subs, and no yellow card for Declan Rice, and as well as the 3 points, and obviously keeping the clean sheet. It was just a perfect away performance in Europe, and the kind of games that fans are probably forgiven for not being excited for. I'm sure there'll be a lot more sort of excitement and buzz for Bayern Munich. There'll be a lot more excitement and buzz for Inter Milan, but this is just a professional game. You need to go out to Prague, make it back with 3 points in whatever way. And it's crazy, really, that a lot of Arsenal fans' moods was ready to change the minute that a penalty was given against us. And obviously it was overturned, but I think that we as fans need to enjoy. I love the fact that we're not conceding. I don't want us to concede. I love this clean sheet run, but don't let that be the only takeaway that we're taking from this. We're on a wonderful run that we have hardly seen, like especially this early in the season. So enjoy it because you don't know when our next loss is coming. You don't know when that next goal is coming, but don't allow the fact that we might concede a goal ruin your mood and ruin your thoughts on any given game.
It was obviously a good day out of the office for Arsenal and a good win. Obviously, like you say, Wayne, I missed 70 minutes because some of us have to work. And I got home stupidly late. And of course, I had to do a match reaction video, and I brought Yembele on just because I know he's at home just scratching himself all day. And he watched the game and had lots to say about it. But yeah, we have won the game. Game week 4, we're flying. Bayern Munich are also flying. They're top of the table at the moment. And of course, they come to the Emirates soon. But what do you make of this? The Opta Analyst supercomputer. Arsenal have an 81.4% chance of getting to the quarterfinals. We have a 58.2% chance of getting to the semis, a 38.8% chance of getting to the finals, and the highest chance of all the teams to win the competition this season. Is that how you're feeling?
No, because it's way too early. Look what happened last season. PSG, who were well down the pecking order, won the tournament. This means nothing at the moment. I think the stats for the quarterfinals, semi-finals are fairly decent because I certainly do think we've got enough to get through to the quarterfinals. But the rest of it, it's pot luck, isn't it? It depends on injuries, a number of different factors. Reading into that, it's too much. We're not. I certainly don't feel we're the favourites. I think we're in a very good mix of teams that can win it, but there's a lot of things to go through before that. I think once the league stage is over, you can better assess where clubs are, because as well, don't forget there's the January window which changes things. It changed it for PSG when they bought Kvaratskhelia. He changed their team completely. So very early again, like all things at the moment. It's way too early to predict anything. Just enjoy where we are. We're perfect at the moment. We would be top if not for goals scored. So all in all, it's positive at the moment. But if anyone reads into this and says we're favourites or buys into that, I think it's a little bit short-sighted considering we know how this works in the past.
Well, I guess it's nice to be talked about in that sort of light. We've had some difficult years towards the end of Arsene Wenger days, post Arsene Wenger, under Unai Emery, of course, who ruined this football club. Mikel trying to build the club as best as he can, and it's been challenging. But here we are. People are talking about us being favourites for this and favourites for that. And it puts a bit of pressure on, a different type of pressure, but it's a welcome pressure. And I love what I see. And just, to Donald's point, Slavia Prague, unbeaten at home, unbeaten in all competitions this season. 2 losses in their last 48 home games before they played Arsenal. And we've gone there with lots of injuries, and we've gone there and we've basically just tanked them 3-0. And it's just fantastic. And, I know they had the penalty shout towards the end, and I'd have been livid if that was given against us. I don't think it was a pen. And so I'm very happy that we didn't sort of concede, and it's just another clean sheet and on we go. And like you say, 4 wins out of 4.
I think the Bayern Munich game is going to be and the Inter game are more representative of where we are in relation to the Giants, especially, Inter is the one I think is more representative because Inter last season were very, we went there with a makeshift squad and we got there out of there with, we lost 1-0, but they're a very good team defensively. And I think that's a big challenge. Bayern Munich, again, it will be interesting because obviously they've been flying, but those are the games I think we're going to see where we are in relation to the other teams.
So you're telling me there's a chance? Says Funnygunner83. I love it. The computer does seem a little bit simple. I mean, how have you got Real Madrid only at 4.7%? But there we are. Listen, to get the win and to beat Prague is fantastic. And also, as Vig said just a few moments ago, I think it was the night that we unleashed a new Piero Hincapié chant, didn't we? Any of you care to give us a rendition?
No.
Oh, come on. The dulcet tones.
Take it away, Mister. Take it away. Take it away.
To be fair, I don't know it yet. I've heard it, but I don't know it.
Piero Hincapié. The Arsenal get excited when they see you play. The strange feeling that this feeling grows more and more because we've never had a player from Ecuador or something like that.
Did we steal it from Liverpool?
Have I killed it?
Yeah, you killed it.
Did we steal it from Liverpool? Is that allowed?
There's the lyrics, mate. There's the lyrics. You asked me to sing it, and I look, for somebody who didn't even watch the game, I'm trying to go by what I've been seeing on the socials. X Factor is coming, Jammer. It's coming. I'd sing it if I knew it, says Donald. Have I ruined it? I probably have ruined it. Oh, well, there you go.
I like Victor's one. I like Victor's one because it's got a bit of history behind it.
I'll be honest with you. I don't even know Victor Gyokeresh's the words to that tune. Come on, you got to bust it out now. Come on.
No, I'm not going to bust it out but everyone knows it's about his girlfriend. Dumped his girlfriend to play for the Arsenal.
Oh yeah. There is that one as well. Yeah, I'm not keen on that. FK thinks. DJ10 thinks FK should be singing every day. Mike wants me on The Voice UK. I turn my chair for you. That is lovely. Thank you, Mike. Flattery will get you everywhere, my good friend. Let's move away from that and let's talk about all hail King David Raya, because that game saw David Raya get his 50th clean sheet for Arsenal. And that is the fastest in Arsenal goalkeeping history, as you can see on that chart on the left-hand side, courtesy of Opta Analyst. Wayne, we've talked long about David Raya and how he's come into Arsenal Football Club and elevated this goalkeeping position. Don't really want to sort of talk about his performances, but feel free to eulogize. But what a stat this is. If you think about all the great goalkeepers we've had over the years, and I can't quite believe number 3, but let's not even talk about him. 50 clean sheets in 110 starts. I guess in this day and age is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, it is. And I know that a lot of fans will probably say, well, it's easy for him behind the defence that he's got. It's not at all, because he still has to keep his concentration. Like I've said on this show numerous of times, I think it was last week when we were discussing our players of the season so far, David Raya was mine, because every single opportunity he's had so far this season to save us, he has saved us. And we're such a good team that the opposition might only have 1 or 2 chances, and we can't be in a position where those 1 or 2 chances go in the back of the net, because then it just makes our lives hell moving on from there. So it's just brilliant to see that he has got a stat like this. He's on course for the 3rd Golden Glove in a row in the Premier League, something that would just make him put him in conversations with some of the top goalkeepers. And I think that all that's really missing for him, and a lot of these players really, to go down in those conversations with Premier League grades, are those medals. You win 2-3 Premier League titles, you win trophies on trophies, then you're in those conversations with stats like this. And not only is it the fact that he's doing this in terms of clean sheets, he's so important to our build-up. He's so important to the way that we play football. He's so important with when the ball goes back to him. He's so important claiming crosses from corners. Like, again, you mentioned number 3 on the list. I was terrified whenever the ball was on the attack when certain goalkeepers, not only Almunia, but a number of goalkeepers were on the attack. And we had good defenses then as well. But I know now that if Saliba or Gabriel slip up or there's a bit of a mistake somewhere, I trust David Raya to pull out a save to keep us in the lead or be in the right position to make sure that there's not an opportunity. So yeah, all credit to him. Fantastic credit to the staff for signing him, because like I always say to you, FK, you were one of the ones that wanted Aaron Ramsdale to stay, didn't understand the signing. You weren't alone, a lot of Arsenal fans. But I guess I'll ask you this, and I'll ask Arsenal fans watching this in general. Do you think that we would have this clean sheet record? No disrespect to Aaron Ramsdale at all, but do you think things would be as comfortable? Do you think things would look as cozy? Because even if we're winning sort of 2-3-4-0 at the time, I can see lapses in concentration in other goalkeepers that I don't see in David Raya.
Do I think Aaron Ramsey would have kept a similar number of clean sheets? Is that the first question?
Yeah, or do you think our defense would look as solid and as just the amount of clean sheets that we've had in general? We've not been really tested.
I don't think he would have been miles off in terms of clean sheets, because I think the team is just unbelievable at defending. I don't think we've kept 50 clean sheets because David Raya has been outstanding and the rest of the team can't defend. I think Aaron Ramsdale probably would have notched up, I don't know, 35, 40 in 110 games, I would imagine. But what Raya does with the ball is far more important, I think, than actually his goalkeeping. I mean, he's made some incredible saves, but to be fair to Rambo, he made some awesome saves. He was a very, very good shot stopper, but it was his command of his box, it was his concentration, and it was the ball at his feet that really sort of let him down. Not let him down, but Arteta wanted to elevate that position more. And I've got no shame in admitting, like, when I've said it before so many times, and I'll say it again because you just mentioned it, when we went out and got this guy for 3 million on loan with an obligation to buy a 27 million 6 months later, I was like, what the hell is Mikel Arteta doing? Is this some sort of, Inaki Kanya sort of deal because you sort of worked with him at Brentford? Why are we spending 30 million pounds on a position where Ramsdale was actually okay? Then, of course, all that concentration stuff happened. He didn't really sort of relish the challenge. And he, once Raya got in and had his way, that was it. And what an upgrade he's been. No shame in that at all. So, yeah, I don't think Ramsdale's far off in terms of clean sheets, but that's because as a team, we're so difficult to beat. Yem, what would you say to that? It's a great question.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you that he'd probably do well. I don't think he'd get to 50. I think that the factors you mentioned, the command of the box, relieving pressure by, kicking well, I think Ramsey did struggle with that concentration. I think obviously we already knew. He wouldn't do badly because he had a good defense behind him and he was a good goalkeeper. But I think Raya really has stepped up his game as he's gone to a bigger club. There's some players who, really elevate themselves, and it just feels like Raya's done that. You don't win 2 clean sheet, the Golden Gloves in a row by, being ordinary. And as much as I loved Ramsdale, did I see him being in that running? Not really. He was a good goalkeeper. He wasn't that top level. And Mikel, as you said, was looking for ways to get better, and David Raya was it. So again, hindsight's a wonderful thing, but we've done really well to get one of the best goalkeepers, and he's in that conversation now. He's nothing flashy, but he's perfect for Arsenal because of the way we play, the way we do things. When he comes for crosses, are you at all worried? No, I've never been. He doesn't flap, which is what other goalkeepers have done. It's just calm and collected, and that's what you need from the goalkeeper. You don't need someone shouty. You just need someone who's going to do his job.
Is he the best Arsenal goalkeeper we've ever had?
No,
not yet.
Ooh,
David Seaman.
That was quick and unequivocal, Yembele.
David Seaman still is the best goalkeeper for me. He's won the trophy. He's won the trophies, and that's the difference. One is not enough.
Trophies don't make you a great player.
No, but they validate. They put, but also as well,
they validate. But they're an icing on the cake.
That's not all Seaman done though.
Yeah.
Seaman was part of a fantastic defense as well. Seaman was phenomenal when he was in goal. So yeah, I'm with you. I think Seaman is our best.
Well, I'm going to put a poll out to the chat because there are hundreds.
Well, they haven't even seen. How many of those people have seen Seaman?
Loads of people. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
No. I'm not talking about
mate.
ponytail time. I'm talking about when there was no ponytail, when it was all, it was classic David Seaman.
Why has he gone on Cockney? Yeah. I'm going to ask what people think. And we're going to do a poll, right, live on YouTube. Is David Raya the best Arsenal goalkeeper ever? The chart on the right-hand side, by the way, we have conceded 19 shots on goal this season. Liverpool have conceded 14 goals, but we've conceded 19 shots on goal. We're still only those 3 goals in all competitions, which is absolutely
19
nuts.
shots on goal?
Yeah.
Terrible. Arteta out, seriously.
How many clean sheets do you think he's gonna get this season? How many did he get last year? Wayne, can either of you just check that? 13 clean sheets. How many do you reckon he'll get this year?
He's already at 10, isn't he? He'll be at 10 if he gets one this weekend.
We can't be. Oh, you mean in all competitions?
Is it in all competitions?
You can't have 10. You can't have 10.
No, can't have 10 already.
He's at 6 now.
games.
He's at 6 now. He's at 6, isn't he? Because we've got
it must be 7 because we've only conceded in 2 games in the league against Man City.
3. 3.
Newcastle, yeah, as well. Yeah, so
3.
he must be on 6. So he's on 6. I think he ends.
Whole Milk says he can command my box any day.
Okay, and moving on.
Late night lounge.
Late night lounge. Is that a typo or is that genuine? But if it is, mate, whatever floats your boat. Mikey says Raya makes world-class saves after being inactive. Yeah, that's the concentration point. I think that is true. Absolutely true. Jizzle Madizzle, his username just makes me laugh. Whole Milk, that is filth. David Raya is filth, let me tell you that. Is he the best goalkeeper? That's what the question that I've asked. Ian Bruce says Raya is better than Ramsdale. I think we all agree with that. Since Seaman, yes. But people are going for safe hands. Seaman would struggle in this era. Why'd you say that, Terence? Add a little bit more meat to the bone there.
Ball at his feet.
Potentially. I mean, Raya is incredible with the ball at his feet. David Seaman,
again,
yeah,
players weren't trained in that kind of way.
Seaman was elite. What are we even talking about?
Exactly.
What are we talking about? Seaman was great. Different era. Modern keepers just aren't shot stoppers. Seaman would get lobbed every game in this era. I'm not sure that's true. Come on.
He's referring to 9 from the halfway line of it.
Yeah, safe hands still the best. 7 clean sheets in the Premier League for David Raya. There we are. Let's have a look at the poll. That's been going live. Ooh, interesting. 58% think that David Raya is not the best goalkeeper of all time. So they've all gone with, presumably, David Seaman. But of course, Jens Lehmann was also a fan favourite. Woo says, I remember Seaman well, but Lehmann was my favourite ever. The personality was insane. Love it. Absolute nut. Yeah, he was. He was absolutely nuts, wasn't he? And Donald, I think this is probably more of a humble media pundit than anything else. He admits that he couldn't do ball to feet on his podcast. But then, of course, that wasn't the thing back there in the day. Right, let's move on. That was a good chat. So Champions League favourites, all hail King David Raya, because he is in between the sticks and he is breaking records. Mikel Arteta is also breaking records. No manager in history has a better Champions League win rate with an English club than Mikel Arteta. Now, of course, he hasn't won the trophy yet, but given the short time that we've been in the Champions League, 64% win rate. Yeah, does this move you?
It's a good stat, but again, it's all well and good getting these stats, but you want the end result with it. You want the trophies and all this. Look, we all love what we're doing at the moment, but we want some vindication at the end of it, because it's very easy to pull these stats out right now, but come April and May, does it really matter? Do you really care if he had an 18% win ratio and he got the Champions League? Would you really care about this stat? No. So fine, it's great that he's doing it, but I think Mikel is looking at the big thing. He wants that. He wants the trophy. He doesn't care about this. Just wants to get to the final and win that thing. And again, it's all positive at the moment. Great stuff, but it can turn in, in an instant. So just keep it going. If we can get through this international break, there's a lot more positivity on the side because we get a lot more players coming back, which adds to what we can do in the Champions League, the way we can rotate and all that, because that's vitally important at the moment, especially this league phase. Big games are coming thick and fast in all our competitions. So yeah, it's nice stat, but I'm looking at what's the end product.
Yeah, he's got eyes on the prize. But listen, it's very encouraging for a manager who's been in the Champions League now his third season to have such an extraordinary win rate. Sample size, of course, is small, which sort of exaggerates your percentages, but it is very, very promising indeed. Wayne, I don't know if you saw this. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain has been training with the Arsenal kids. He's been training back at Colney. I don't know why, but that is just the way that we are. Arsenal FC and all that. Former teammates. He's been talking about Mikel Arteta. He's been talking about Santi Cazorla. He's been talking about a lot of things. But he has basically said that how Mikel Arteta introduced analysis to Arsenal. How we weren't rewatching videos, how we weren't analysing stats, how we weren't doing any sort of post-match stuff. And it was Mikel Arteta who, as a player, encouraged Arsenal to start that. And that is the beginning or the start of our analysis journey at the club. What do you make of that? And I guess Arteta deserves praise if it's true.
Well, first of all, it doesn't look good for your boy Wenger, does it?
Mate, trophies look good for my boy Wenger. Going unbeaten makes my boy Wenger look good. Sitting in that stadium that you choose to purchase club level seats in makes my boy Wenger look good. So enough of that, please.
No, it just kind of goes to show the attention to detail that Arteta's had from the very beginning.
Day one.
And you can tell that level of detail and that level of analysis is still going now. And there's been a lot of sort of positivity just about his professionalism as a player, as a coach, and now a manager. And just how much of a perfectionist he is. And I found it crazy that it needed to come from club captain at the time to say, no, we need to start not only thinking about ourselves, but thinking about opposition as well, and looking at video clips and thinking of ways to adapt to them and play against them and their weaknesses and stuff like that. So, look, I think everyone that Arteta has worked with and has played with has always seemed to say that he was destined to be a manager. I don't think anyone anticipated him to be this good at this stage of his career. But everyone always said that he was going to be the manager. Everyone has always said that he was sort of born for this, even while he was playing. So yeah, I'm not surprised by it whatsoever. And do you know what? It's not only, I think it's a huge positive that it's not only Oxlade-Chamberlain that said something like this. I'm pretty sure I've heard Aaron, not necessarily about the analysis thing, but about Arteta as a whole. I've heard Aaron Ramsey say stuff about him. We've heard Cazorla say stuff about him, but Mertesacker obviously before coming back to his position, and loads of other former teammates as well. So yeah, it's only positive, and you can see with our style, with our play, and just how much attention to detail we still pay, that it's happening on the training ground every day.
Do you know what else Arsene Wenger's last few days brought Arsenal Football Club? Mikel Arteta. Mate, the big man's only gone and done it again. You just can't beat this guy. What a guy. Right, we are 40 minutes in. Still to come, we're going to talk about now the Premier League weekend that is upon us. We'll look ahead to Arsenal's trip up to Sunderland. And, of course, I'll get the boys' thoughts on the Manchester City-Liverpool game. That is Pep Guardiola's 1,000th career game as a manager, which is insane. More on that in just a second. So, another big weekend of Barclays action. Slightly unusual chart on the right-hand side, but intentional, as I'll explain in just a moment. These courtesy of PremierLeague.com. Spurs get the weekend underway with a game against Manager of the Month, Ruben Amorim's Manchester United at 12:30 at the Toilet Bowl. Everton play Fulham at their new Hill Dickinson Stadium at 3 p.m. West Ham are at home to Burnley. That is the Poppygate, I believe, if you believe social media tonight. Sunderland play Arsenal at 5:30 p.m. That is a televised game, late Saturday kickoff at the Stadium of Light. That is where we are heading. The boys are obviously there already. Chelsea host Wolves. That could be double digits. Genuinely, Wolves are abysmal. Sunday sees Aston Villa, Unai Emery's Aston Villa, who of course beat Huckabee. I don't know what they called. Beat them last night in Birmingham, which is where I was. They play Bournemouth at home tomorrow on Sunday at 2 p.m. Brentford at home to Newcastle. That could be a tasty fixture. Palace are at home to Brighton in that really unusual derby. It's a weird derby, isn't it? They call it a derby. I don't know why. They just hate each other. Forest are home to Leeds, and then the big one, Manchester City take on Liverpool. And you can see on the league chart, there are some really tough games, very interesting games happening in the league this season. Teams very compressed and close together playing one another. So Arsenal play Sunderland, who are in fourth. More on that in just a moment. City play Liverpool. That is the glorious hate watch that could be for us on Sunday. Bournemouth, Villa, Spurs playing United, 6th and 8th respectively. So teams close to one another playing each other. That's quite a nice graphic. Yem, what are your thoughts ahead of this weekend? It's the final weekend before the last international break of the calendar year, but there's some tasty fixtures.
Very tasty and very hard to predict as well, because they're, as you said, they're so close together. It's, if you look at, for example, even, Man United Spurs haven't won at home, but could you honestly say hand on heart that Man United are going to beat Spurs? It's very close. All of these are very close games. It's apart from Chelsea Wolves, that one is I would expect to be a home banker, because Wolves can't even get a manager right now. Even their old manager doesn't want them anymore. So, yeah, very interesting weekend it could be. And if things can go our way, then fingers crossed, end of Sunday, we could be further ahead in the Premier League table, which is, you want to build up as much of a gap as possible. Wherever you can, you have to expose the weaknesses. Liverpool did it fantastically well last season. If we can do the same in November, don't forget, November has typically been the month where we've struggled, and we're getting into some pretty heavy fixtures. The North London derby is coming. Obviously, we've got Chelsea away. So you want to get as much of a gap as possible. And Liverpool, Man City is an interesting one, because, again, Liverpool have not been playing great this season. Man City are not the Man City of old. It's Haaland FC if you look at it more plainly. But Liverpool have got the players to inflict some damage on Man City. So it's a really interesting game, because there's nothing certain in that one. They're very equal at the moment in terms of form and capability to win games. So really interesting weekend. I'm really looking forward to it. There's going to be some surprising results, I feel.
Well, as Dave said just a few moments ago, Wayne, I'm actually really pleased that we're playing earlier than the game on Sunday. I think it would have been a shame to have had sort of like a double Super Sunday where Arsenal play Sunderland first and then City Liverpool. I love these weekends where we play first, and the way we've been playing all season, we're most likely to win. And then you put your feet up, Sunday Barclays. I mean, there's nothing better. How are you feeling about the weekend, Wayne?
Yeah, much the same as last weekend. I'm looking forward to it as long as we get our job done and we do our business. And I know that Sunderland are a newly promoted side, and like you said, we're more than likely to win. We're going into this game as heavy favourites, but they're not to be sniffed at. Like, it's not going to be an easy game. These northern sides always hate us for some reason. Doesn't matter whether it's Newcastle, Sunderland, Stoke, Wigan, Bolton. Whenever we travel up north, their fans are always more up for it against us than they are most other teams, it feels like. And obviously, you've got the whole he who must not be named narrative this going around with sort of former ex-players of ours and stuff, and it's going to be a big game simply because it's first, fourth. Sunderland may not necessarily score a lot of goals, but defensively they're pretty solid. Like, they had a really good win against Chelsea, and look, we're levels better than Chelsea, so I don't expect it to be as tough for us, but it's still going to be a tricky away game, especially with the amount of injuries that we've got. But get our job done, and then, like you said, put your feet up and enjoy the rest of the fixtures, and hopefully the day starts with Spurs and Man United just kicking lumps out of each other and ending 0-0.
Yeah, there are some tasty fixtures. Donald and a few people are sort of speculating about the points gap that could be on Sunday. As you can see, courtesy of Premier League on X, you can see that we are 6 points clear of Manchester City at the top of the table after game week 10. Liverpool are third with 18 points. So if there is a draw at that game and we win, if we win tomorrow, we go 9 points clear. And then, of course, we'd hope for a draw, I guess, for both teams to just be kept away at arm's length. Let's start with that game. It's a massive fixture. Both teams fighting, trying their best to be the second best team in England. But Wayne, sticking with you, Pep Guardiola's 1,000th game as a manager. 549 games in charge of Manchester City, will be 550 this Sunday. 250 odd games for Barcelona and Barcelona B, and of course a spell at Bayern Munich. He's beaten Arsenal more than any other team in the Premier League whilst in charge of Manchester City. But 1,000 games, it's a huge milestone. And weirdly, Liverpool, what a fixture. It was like, I remember Arsene Wenger's 1,000th game away at Chelsea. Obviously, don't want to remember the scoreline too much, but could it be the opposite on Sunday? Could City be putting on a real show for us and for Pep?
I hope not. Like you said, I think all Arsenal fans are hoping it's a draw. But no, do you know what? It depends really what Pep and what Man City show up. Because you've heard a lot recently of Slot kind of making up excuses and talking about, well, if the opposition plays how we want them to play, then we'll win. How about some coaching? What if they don't play how you want them to play? What are you going to do to win those games? And obviously, when Pep and City came to the Emirates, they played in a way that we've never, ever seen before. If they do that against Liverpool, Liverpool will probably struggle because that's the sort of team that Liverpool have been struggling against this year. But you don't think that Pep and Man City, especially at home in a game like this, are ever going to do that. So if Man City play on the front foot, looking to try attack, I'm worried that is going to give Liverpool the opportunity to play their football and create chances. But look, it is a Super Sunday fixture. Like, that is the Super Sunday fixture. And the only kind of ones better are the North London Derby and Arsenal Man United games. So, yeah, I think that as long as we've got the 3 points, we've got our win, I'll be looking forward to it. And I think the interesting point is, again, we all want a draw, but if you had to pick one to win, who would you prefer?
Ooh. That's a really, really good question. Yeah, you take that first. If you had to pick one to win.
I would take Liverpool at the moment because I just feel that Man City are the closer to us in terms of they feel like they'll be our closest contenders this season. I still think Liverpool will have some wobbles. I think Slot is still trying to find his best team. He's putting Andy Robertson in, etc., etc. They haven't had it. They've had a few injuries, and then Salah's off to the AFCON shortly. So there's a lot of ifs and buts there. But I just think if City keep Haaland fit, which is the big if, then they're the main contenders because that boy is a machine. He's just gone to a different level this season. He's inevitable at pretty much every game, isn't he?
I have to agree with that. I think Liverpool have already lost 4 games in the league, and so even if they were to win this weekend, that doesn't leave much sort of wiggle room for the remainder of the season. I think City with Haaland have the bit between their teeth. When Omar Marmoush goes off for AFCON, then all of a sudden you've got Haaland as the only guy, and we know that Haaland always has a spell on the touchlines with injury. Every season he's been like that. I don't think he can keep going at this phenomenal form and availability. So yeah, I'd probably say Liverpool at the weekend. But just going on Pep, 1,000 games in charge, 715 victories, 12 league titles across Barcelona, Bayern Munich and City, 14 cup trophy wins. He's only early 50s. I mean, this guy could probably do at least another 600-700 games. And what a remainder of a career he could have. I don't think he will, actually. He strikes me as someone who might just get bored of City and then just stop, retire. But of course, he hasn't been to Italy, so maybe that's the missing piece.
He's going to had a lot of Conference North trophies when they get sent down after the 115. The alleged 115. The alleged 115. What I will say, though, is just on the point of Liverpool and City, I think I'm on the opposite fence to you two. I think I would prefer a City win. If I had to, obviously, again, we all want to draw. That's the best result for us. But if I had to pick, I think I would prefer a City win simply because I think Liverpool losing knocks them out. and then we're in a 2-horse race. Obviously, assuming that we beat Sunderland, you get Liverpool knocked out, and then it's down to us and City. Now, I still don't. You're never comfortable up against Pep, up against Haaland, but like you said, Haaland will probably have an injury at some point. And Liverpool looked like the Liverpool of old against Madrid. And I feel like if they beat Madrid the way that they did, and then go on to beat Pep and City at the Etihad, I feel like that might wake them up a little bit and they might go on a run. So that would be my concern.
Well, let's wait and see. This game is at, of course, the Etihad, and it is on Sunday. It's going to be very, very interesting. Paul says if we win and Liverpool win, suddenly we've got a 7-point lead over second, but a draw is a better result. Of course, that is exactly what we're hoping. Hi, Zakai says a tuna yogurt is obviously a tuna mixed with plain yogurt. Nah, then I can't be having that, man. The beauty of the pencil says, good evening, Latte Firm and your guests. Good evening to you guys. The chat is still experiencing trauma. This is what we do. We bring trauma, we bring joy, we bring a roller coaster of emotions. And that is exactly what is going to happen on Sunday for both of these sets of fans. Let's move on to Arsenal, the home straight. We are, of course, heading to Sunderland tomorrow. But this is interesting. Gents, Gabriel Jesus back in training. And as you can see, total number of injuries courtesy of Sky Sports. City and Arsenal are top of the injury league. And wasn't it right that Andrea Berta stacked the squad in the summer? Because injuries are a problem, but not for us. Yembele, how do you feel?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's not a great stat because I'd love to have some of our players back. We certainly would love a little bit more depth on the bench. But yeah, as you said, the strategy that Berta, the board and Arteta had this window is absolutely justified, because if it wasn't, we would have been lost quite a bit. It's never great. We seem to suffer a lot of injuries, whether that's workload or through matches, etc. Something needs to be looked at, but obviously, in terms of Gabriel Jesus, it's great news. I think if you can get even 50% of player back, that's great. The only concern I have is he's had a double ACL. One ACL is pretty bad, but he's a player as well who relies on that quick change of pace and those micro bursts almost to make those changes. And you do wonder, is he going to be the same player? Because a double ACL is pretty disastrous. So I'm interested to see how he recovers. My gut, and this is just me personally, is I don't think he'll be here beyond the end of the season. I think he will look. I think Berta, etc., will look to get him back to Brazil or onto another club. I just think his wages and I think he will come back as, because unfortunately, I can't see at his age as well. 28, double ACL. I think it's just a little bit the writings on the wall in terms of what happened. I think it's nothing.
What can we expect from him? And this is a question to both of you in terms of a reasonable return this season. Let's talk games first. So if he's back fit now, in full training, maybe integrates with the squad after the international break. If he stays fit, if all three of us, just two questions, if all three of our strikers are fit, what's the rank? So you've got Havertz, Gyökeres and Jesus. How are you ranking them? And then if he is to stay fit and they all stay fit throughout the rest of the season, how many starts do you think Jesus makes between, I guess, now and the end of May?
I think if I was ranking them, I'd probably go, as a striker, I'd probably go Gyökeres, Havertz, Jesus at this point. I'm not expecting much of Jesus once he's back. Two ACL injuries. He didn't he looked okay before the injury last year, but it kind of took some time to get into it. I'm not expecting him to play meaningful minutes at all. I'm hoping that we maybe see him in the third round of the FA Cup when that starts in January. He would have been out for nearly a year. It would just be nice to see him get 5 starts across all competitions before the end of the season, if even that, because it's not easy to come back from the knee injuries that he has come back from. But it's just good to see him smiling and good to see him on the pitch. And it just obviously reminds you of the good times that Jesus had when you, particularly in that first season. I just don't know if he's got that in him consistently, but I'm sure he's got a moment of magic in him off the bench or something like that for us.
I love Gabriel Jesus. I think he's a fantastic player. I think it's such terrible fortune that he's been robbed of game time in this club at this stage, where every time he would just cobble together a few games as a run, you think, wow, this guy's got the lot. Close control, great finisher, supreme body strength. Just a brilliant player. And I'm so gutted for him. I'm so gutted for us, because I think there were shades over the last sort of 2 seasons that you thought, or prior to this injury, of course, that you thought he could do it. He could lead us to a title. And I'm absolutely devastated. Vivlad says, Havertz probably still first choice. Gyökeres would be his backup. Jesus for the vibes. 32 Kwame says, how about we wait and see how he looks before writing him off? None of us are writing him off. We all support him. As Rob says, we need to support Gabby Jesus through fitness and getting back on the pitch, period. Focus on the now, in other words, because we will need everyone to get the ultimate business done. And to get to your points, to come back on the question that that I asked you, Wayne, about number of appearances. Yeah, I think I don't think he's going to get more than 10 starts if he's fully fit. From December through till May, I don't think he makes more than 10 starts. But I think he is going to be a very, very interesting character to have off the bench. Country Bud Mon says Gyökeres, Havertz, Jesus. Denverite says Gyökeres, Havertz, Harriman, Anus, Jesus. Forgot about young Andre. He's training every week. There's some really intense pictures with him and Christian Mosquera. Imagine that. Imagine being a kid and training with Gabby Magalhaes, William Saliba, and Christian Mosquera every day. If that doesn't develop you, I don't know what will. Gyökeres, Kai, Jesus. Yembele, you're very quiet on this. What are your thoughts?
Now, my rankings are pretty much like Wayne. Gyökeres would be the starter for me. Kai, second choice, and then Jesus. But there's also the other problem that we've seen when you have an ACL is that it does take time for the injuries to clear up. You have micro injuries as well. Look what's happening to Rodri at the moment. He keeps getting injured. And yeah, I agree. Look, Jesus at his peak was an unbelievable player. He was like a machine, worked hard, won the ball, and did some stuff that, was, bewildering almost as a player. But the problem is as well, his style is also very much heavy press, rough and tumble and all that. Can he adjust his game to accommodate for, which will happen is the deficit from that ACL injury, because you do lose the explosiveness in your legs. It's medically proven that happens. So it's a case of how does he adjust himself, because he can't have that rough and tumble style. He was all out and nothing else, and he can't do that because otherwise he's going to end up with another injury, and that's another year wiped out. So it'll be interesting how the medical team help him and how he adjusts himself. Again, I still think it starts wise. I think 5 is probably the most we'll see, because again, there's competition. Is Arteta going to pick? Even with all the games, is he going to pick either Havertz or Gyökeres over Jesus over Havertz or Gyökeres? Probably not, because both are performing really well, and each of them gives something different. Gyökeres has been started to really peak, and it's a shame the injury happened when it did. And Havertz, we know, will be a class player. Both of them together will be really interesting. I'm really looking forward to seeing that one. But I just think that Jesus is not a fox in the box. Jesus has never been a fox in the box. What Jesus is someone who works on the outside. Maybe he can adjust his game to be a fox in the box, but his shooting was awful. So again, I would love to see him back to form, but I just don't see it.
I like Strictly Mad earlier just saying, if they're all fit and firing, Gabriel Jesus is without any doubt is number one, and he's just come back to say we are sport for choice. And yeah, I can't wait for that in-game scenario. He might be chasing a winner, or chasing a game, or chasing a leveler, and you've got Havertz and Gyökeres and Jesus, and you've got Saka, Madueke, Odegaard, and
just throw them all on. Throw them all on.
Just all that's it. Chuck it in the mixer. FC. Can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see it. Right, let's now talk about the game that is tomorrow. And Wayne, for your viewing pleasure, Granit Xhaka. Just a couple of things on Sunderland. I mean, absolutely extraordinary. High-flying Sunderland. I would say that they probably face their biggest test of the season so far as they host the league leaders, Arsenal, at the Stadium of Light tomorrow, the 5:30 kickoff, of course. Granit Xhaka is set for, I think, what will be quite an emotional reunion for him. He's a very emotional guy, but he's going to be obviously looking forward to it on the one hand, but he'll also be looking back at his time at Arsenal with fond memories, you would hope. Sunderland, newly promoted to the Premier League last season. They have 18 points from the opening 10 games, which is insane. I think it's the second best return from any promoted team in recent years, second only to Hull, who under Phil Brown amassed 20 points, if you remember that crazy season. Régis Lebris, French manager in charge, has seen Sunderland climb to 4th place in the Premier League, as we just talked about. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I would ever have expected Sunderland to be, after game week 10, a quarter of the way season through, 4th place in this very demanding league. And I can only put it down to the influence of the former Arsenal man. What do you think?
I certainly think he's added a level of maturity and assuredness, especially in the midfield. Yeah, no one predicted this. They came through the playoffs and their best player was sold. So you're kind of thinking, okay, you bought a load of players, but in the past, integration has been hard. You look at Fulham. Fulham once, when they came up, spent 100 million on players, which was unprecedented at that time, and then dropped down straight away. So nothing's ever a given, and it's testament to the manager, to the players they've bought, because they bought some really good players. Not even, you've got Nordin Mukiele, who I rate highly. I think he's a really good player. Gerrit Struder, who the Dutch defender as well, another player I really like. But Granit Xhaka obviously has been the Premier League, been at the top level, and he seems to be the one who
went to Leverkusen, went unbeaten, won the lot.
Exactly. And the thing is that no matter how much you may say, or he splits opinion, he was, towards the end of his time with Arsenal, he was undeniably a key component. And the thing is, when he went to, what Mikel worked with him has obviously brought him up to greater heights, because he was, by Leverkusen, he was untouchable at points. Then obviously now at Sunderland, I was surprised when he was made captain, but it was for a reason, because they know that he will drag them out almost. He got the leveler against Everton when they didn't look great either, and started to drag them into the game. So it's going to be really interesting. I think you're right that we should be confident, but this is not an easy game. You're talking about a team that's surprised Chelsea by being very effective on the break. They're almost like a Palace, almost, where they soak up pressure and then break quickly on you. So it's something we have to be aware of, because Palace did it really well for a while. And we're coming off the back of a Champions League game, which always gives us that bit of a hangover, I always find, with all the Champions League teams. Look at what's happening in Newcastle. Newcastle seem to be struggling even more so. I think it's going to be the case of, we're not going to be going all out, but I think we're just going to have to hang in there a little bit and try to get the goal, and then just get out of the northeast as quickly as possible. That's what we want out of this game, really.
Wayne, as someone who was obviously quite pleased to see Granit Xhaka leave the club, are you looking at him thinking, okay, maybe I sort of underrated him a little bit because he's playing really well? I mean, the shouts from an Arsenal chat saying that he's potentially the signing of the summer.
No.
And let's move on. Why are you so miserable, man? Why don't you like Granit Xhaka?
I don't dislike him. I just don't care about him anymore. Like, he's
I know you don't care, but you should still have a conversation about him. I mean, come on, you're being disingenuous. He's quality.
Okay, I think it's a bit overboard to call him the signing of the summer, but I know that that's the big thing at the moment. Like, I think Jamie Carragher has said it. Like, Sky Sports are going for that at the moment. But when you're in a team like Sunderland and they are in 4th place and they're kind of overachieving anyone's expectations, probably even their own, let alone forget their fan base. As a club, I doubt anyone in the club anticipated them to be this high up. And you always be in those conversations regardless. But I just don't see it. I just don't see it, and I don't listen. For me, everyone can obviously feel how they want. They can love him, they can hate him. You can whatever. Like he's not our player anymore, so it's not my concern. The way I feel about it is he attempted before he left. He attempted to leave 2 other times. Like, it just doesn't sit right with me. But good luck to him, and I hope that Sunderland still get relegated.
Michael says, watch a few home games. Xhaka cooked in all of them. So many game-winning, game-state-changing contributions. Let's hope that is not the case tomorrow. Before we talk about our starting lineup and team news and Mikel Arteta's press conference, without cheating, can you guys name 2 other players that have played for both Sunderland and Arsenal? Yem, you go first.
Dan Ballard.
Oh, quick out the marks. Niall Quinn. One more each.
There's another.
There's quite a few.
The goalkeeper, Mark Poom.
Mark Poom.
Yeah,
Yembele, come up with another one.
Oh, I can't think of any.
Quinn. You can't say the ones that are being named. Pennant.
Did Pennant play for Sunderland?
Jermaine Pennant played for Sunderland.
Did he?
Stoke.
He was Stoke. I'm pretty sure of that. He didn't go Sunderland.
Justin Hoyt. That is correct. You can't have that one. Stefan Schwartz. What a player he was. One of my favourite players ever.
Did he play for Sunderland?
He did. I remember. He went to Fiorentina and came back.
We've missed one. That guy Welbs.
Oh yeah, he played for Sunderland.
Yeah, mate. Yembele, I can't believe you've missed one really obvious one around the time that we were watching football. The famous back four. Stevie Bold.
Steve Bold
from Sunderland. Seb
Larson. He was a legend. Seb Larson.
Free kick aficionado, says Vivlad AFC. And mate, this is the one. Boston.
Oh, of course. Lord Bentner.
Many. That's fun. Funagana says, I'm binging the Sunderland Netflix show tonight. Know your enemy. These are the standards, guys. If you're watching Latte Firm and you're thinking of going to bed after this, do not. You want to be streaming that. That is a fantastic series, by the way. Yeah, Danny Welbeck played for Arsenal 88 times, played for Sunderland 26 times. Mark Poom actually played for Arsenal once and played for Sunderland 4 times. Stevie Bold, of course, playing for Sunderland 21 times, played for Arsenal 175 times. Seb Larson actually only played for us 3 times, but he played for Sunderland almost 200 times. Yeah, a little bit of trivia there, hey? You not entertained? Bold was a Mackham. He was indeed. Right, let's move on to the starting lineups and predictions for tomorrow. So the team that we played out at Burnley at Turf Moor to get the win last weekend. Victor Gyökeres, of course, injured at halftime. We made a few changes, but we came out of that game unscathed with a clean sheet. Before we get your thoughts on that, I want to just go through some of the high-level talking points from Mikel Arteta's press conference, which I can't claim to have watched. So just sort of reading and watching clips and reading some of the coverage online. So Mikel Arteta was asked about any sort of fresh team news, and he said, "Look, no news. There's nobody new that can join the squad." But he did go on to say that Kai Havertz, Martin Odegaard, Victor Gyökeres, Gabby Martinelli, and Noni Madueke, whilst they will miss out on Saturday, they are not far. The rumours, and depending on who you believe on social media, say that they will all be back after the international break because Arteta said that we will be in a very strong position with most of them available in that first game. And I think the first game back is the NLD, isn't it? The North London Derby. And I will give away a ticket to one Patreon member in tomorrow's match reaction video. How about that, people? He also was asked about Gabby Jesus because he's been pictured at London Colney, as we've just talked about. And he said that, look, he's been training with the team. He's taking step by step, sort of day by day in a different surrounding. He's now got competitive players around him and he's playing with the ball, full of energy, loving the reaction of his teammates. Miles Lewis-Skelly's been left out of England's squad. Arteta was asked about how we were going to support him, and he basically said, yep, for sure, we're going to support young Miles. We're going to, help each other. We want to give each other a good perspective of the situation. Don't get too carried away because, left out today will definitely be picked in future. He then talked about Granit Xhaka, and he said, Wayne, quote unquote, I loved every minute we spent together. And when he joined, he was in a special moment in his life and career, and he made me a better coach. He helped develop us as a football team and a club, and I will be eternally grateful. There was some talk about the Crystal Palace fixture, which is still taking place on the 23rd. And like I said, Gary, Dave, Melissa, thanks for your support on Patreon. I have got you all tickets for that game. I will sort out access to memberships and all that sort of stuff later. And then he finished, I think, talking about Declan Rice and the impact that Deckers has had. And he said he was super consistent, playing at a high level, and he knows that he impacts the game that we play every week, which is insane. A couple of chat things before we get your thoughts on the lineup. I do remember the Seb Larson free kick against us. RM Burner says Marino for Gyökeres is the only change. Victor Gyökeres obviously injured. So, Wayne, let's start with you. Changes. I mean, look, we're all expecting David Raya to be in goal. We always do this every week now that Ben White's fit. Are we changing right back?
No.
Just do both of you. Yembele? No?
No.
Okay. Saliba, Gabby Magalhaes, I presume, are going to be our first choice defenders. Are we changing left back? Ricky Calafiori to start?
Calafiori to start.
I think Calafiori will start, but Hincapié in midweek was really good. So, I wouldn't be opposed to him starting, but I think it would be a lot so soon. So, yeah, Calafiori still starts.
Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous about the game time that Calafiori is going to get with Italy, I guess, in the international break. But that's why we have both Piero and, of course, Miles Lewis-Skelly. The middle three, Zubimendi, is he...
He's fit.
He's fit, isn't he? Because he's been training. So
he was suspended in the week.
So he's had a week off. So he should be fresh and raring to go. So Zubimendi, we would imagine Rice, because Declan Rice just plays every game, every minute, which is a little bit scary. And Eza, or is it going to be the goal-scoring hero from Prague, Mikel Marino?
No,
what are you guys doing?
He'll be our striker.
Yeah,
he'll be our striker.
Do you know what? Yeah, it's going to be Mikel Marino up top, isn't it? Okay, so we're all going with Eza, Zubimendi and Rice. Saka, presumably on the right-hand side. Trossard, presumably on the left, although Gabby Martinelli is back in training. Are we all saying that Marino's going to be number 9?
Yeah, I think so.
I will say as well, I don't know about you guys, but when I saw Harriman and News come on in the midweek, he looked a lot better than when he did it when he started.
Because he's an actual striker?
No. But as in, when I saw him against Brighton, he looked like someone whose debut it was, and there were some areas where he was trying to play it simple. But when I saw him in the game against Prague, looked much stronger, much more confident. Really liked what I saw of him in that limited cameo appearance. I hope he gets more game time, because I think he looks like a good player. He possibly, just could have a role this season.
Calafiori and Trossard have a great understanding. That is true, actually. They play really well together on that left-hand side. Danny says Calafiori's minutes have been managed quite well this season, though. I think Arteta's doing a really good job, actually, of rotating in most games and making substitutes from as early as the sort of 65th, 70th minute, which is great. Country Budmon says, surely Marino at false 9, as I ask everyone to give their predictions. Wayne, where do you think the game might be won or lost this weekend? It's going to be a tough one.
I think it'll be another situation like Burnley, where we got to score relatively early, whether it's via a set piece or through other means, because like a lot of the chat I've said, and like we discussed a bit earlier, defensively, Sunderland do defend quite deep. They play 5 defenders, and they are quite tough to break down. Like, they're not easy to beat at all. We should have the quality to do it, but the longer it goes on, the longer it's 0-0. If it gets to half-time 0-0, their crowd are going to start growing into it, and they'll start believing that they can nick something on the break, and they'll look to do what they've done against Chelsea away from home. So, I think it will all be about scoring early, getting that early goal, and keeping things tight at the back, because I'm not sure that anyone really, the way that we're playing defensively at least, can break us down very easily.
Do we think we keep our clean sheet record intact tomorrow, guys?
I feel like it's got a Granit Xhaka goal written all over this game. So it has to end at some point, right? I hope it's not. I hope it doesn't, but it's got to end at some point.
I listen. As much as I love Granit Xhaka, I think he's going to be too emotional tomorrow. I don't think he's gonna play well. I think we're going to go there. We're going to get the win. So let me have your predictions for the games, gents. Before we do that, let's get some suggestions from the viewing crowd. Denverite says 0-2, 2-0 to the Arsenal. Boston Gunners has gone with 2-0 to the Arsenal as well. Ragamuffin has gone 2-0. Jizzle McDizzle just confirmed that Gabby Martinelli is actually injured and will miss out tomorrow. Danny says 2-0 as well. Ricky Calafiori and Zubamendi to score. Whole Milk's gone a little bit greater, 3-0 to the Arsenal, and we're going to concede two shots on target. Country
I thought he was saying 3-0 to us with only 2 shots on target. So it would be like an own goal or something like that.
Maybe. Granit Xhaka own goal, win-win. Vlad says 1-0 to the Arsenal and a Saliba goal. I do like when people predict the players of the goals as well. Rob says this is possibly a 1-0 to the Arsenal and I'll be just fine with that. Mohammed says 3-0. DJ D10 says 1-0. Dave reckons 2-0 to the Arsenal. Doug, welcome, says Big Gabby with 1. Saka penalty and Sunderland nothing. So 2-0. Maybe Trossard false 9. Who else have we got? I mean, Noni Madueke is rumoured to be potentially edging closer and closer. He's definitely not going to start, but maybe on the bench. I'm not sure.
Trossard's been actually playing quite well on the left-hand side.
He has,
I don't think he changed that.
I think it'll be a Marino false 9. It just feels like against a back 5, if you play a back 5 who are deep, they won't know what to do. They don't know who to mark, so it's going to make it more awkward for them rather than be a detriment for us.
Viggs has been typing this into existence. He's been talking about Xhaka Screamer all night. It says 2-1 Arsenal. Unfortunately, Xhaka Screamer for some reason scripted. To be honest, well, I'll tell you what. I'm not going to start crying if that happened. Anajit says 2-0 to the Arsenal. Trevor says 1-0. Right, chaps. What do you guys? Oh, hang on. Sam says 3-2. Could be. I got a feeling it could be a mad game. I don't think we'd know.
We do mad.
We don't do mad games anymore.
2-1 says Manny, and Xhaka own goal for a 1-0 to the Arsenal. Yeah, give me a scoreline for tomorrow.
I'm going with a 2-0 for Arsenal. I think
another clean sheet.
I think so. I think if you can keep Sunderland away from the ball and be resilient on the break, which we are typically, then Sunderland lose one of their biggest weapons because that's what they're playing 5 at the back. They're coming for the deep block tomorrow. That's their game. We already know it. It's just for us to recycle the ball and do that. And we've got the best recyclers.
Will they come for the deep block? I'm amazed at how intense and how high their press is and was in their last home game against Everton. Honestly,
that's Everton.
Yeah, but when you're playing at home and you've got the bit between your teeth, I don't think Sunderland are the sort of team, just from the limited sample size that I've seen this season, are just going to sit back tomorrow. I think they are looking at this as a spectacle. It is going to be a TV fixture, the first real sort of litmus test that they've had this season. Under the lights, the fact it's going to be a full stadium of light, 40,000 people. They're going to be well up for this. Only if Arsenal start really well and almost sort of sucker punch them and get an early goal, I think Sunderland are going to give us a really good run for the money.
They will at the start of it because the Champions League hangover is very real, and we will have that. Obviously, Sunderland played on a Monday night, but we went away on a Tuesday to the Czech Republic, and it always happens. What we're going to have to do is navigate the first 15 minutes, I feel, where Sunderland will be going all out against us, but we've got the defence to do that. Also, as well, we've had a little bit of rotation as well to keep us fresh. Zubamendi is a big plus to have completely fresh because he's such a vital piece for the game. Rice is such a good athlete. You just feel that he'll do well anyways. And you got Riccardo Calafiori, who no one knows what he is, but he's special. So I think we've got the weapons there, even without the striker. I just think those first 15 minutes, as you've rightly said, we just need to manage those 15 minutes, kill the atmosphere, out past them and strangle that, and then that's it. Then you go to work. That's the way I feel that we need to do it.
So you're going 2-0. I mean, in terms of scoring and goals conceded, they've only scored 12 goals in 10 games this season in the league, and they've conceded 8 from those 10. Their last 5, they have won. They drew their last game against Everton, won the previous 2, and of course lost. So they've lost a couple of games in the 10 that they've played. Wayne, what do you reckon? Score prediction?
I really liked that one with the Xhaka own goal. So I'm going to go with 2-1 Arsenal, and Xhaka makes it all up to me. with an own goal, in the 88th minute that sees us win the game. No, I'm going to go with 2-1 because I do think that again somebody will score, and I think somebody said it in the chat rightly. I'd rather Sunderland done it than Spurs or Chelsea.
Can you imagine if Spurs do it? They'll never low it down, will they?
But that's the thing.
It'll be a video.
Spurs would get battered, and then they'll score the goal and be like, "Ha ha,
they'll put a DVD out. They'll put a DVD out
of the fact that they ended our clean sheet record."
Can you imagine that? The day we ended. It'll be even a shot on target. It'll be actually shots on target. We got a shot on target against Arsenal.
I am going to go with Kwame. I think 3-1. I think we'll concede tomorrow. Not because I think Sunderland are overly dangerous. I certainly don't think it'll be a Granit Xhaka goal, but I just feel, I mean, how much longer can this team just not concede? At some point, it's got to not happen, and it's just going to be one of these games. So I think 3-1. Although I say that, and we haven't got any strikers, so we just have to figure it out. It's Marino brace, isn't it?
Yeah, that's disrespectful to Marino at this point. Those 2 finishes in midweek were brilliant.
He's absurd, isn't he? It's just absolutely absurd. And give me a prediction for Sunday. Liverpool away to Manchester City. What do you reckon?
I think City win.
City win. Haaland, 2 of them. 2-1.
I'm going to go draw. At the.
I hope it's a draw. I really, really do.
That would be perfect. That would be perfect. And do you know what, ladies and gents, boys and girls? That would mean that if we win tomorrow at Sunderland, we go 9 points clear going into Manchester. We go into match of the day tomorrow night, and then of course, if those 2 teams draw, then we could be 8 points clear after game week 11, which is unreal. We're going to leave it there. I will be back tomorrow with James on the whistle. If you've not heard of that before, do check it out. We've done it a couple of times this season. As soon as the whistle blows, James and I, no slides, just immediate raw reaction. They've been both very, very popular. Oh, we've had a couple of shouts for the Sunday game. Phoenix says City win, but hope it's 2-2. Rob says 2-1 to City. Silvo Surfer says 2-2. A lovely, boring 2-goal draw, says Donald. Manny says 2-2. Would love a draw, says Denverite. 1-1 draw, says Trevor. Christoph says 2-0 to City. A draw would be nice, says Cleo. It'll be interesting to see what actually happens. Haaland, of course, is going to be there. 9 points clear, yeah, mate. We will be 9 points clear, won't we, if we win tomorrow?
If we win tomorrow,
yeah.
Yeah, 9 points. Have you all seen that chart? The +6 and how teams have all gone on to win the league, apart from Arsenal.
Again,
apart from us.
Don't do it. Don't do it right now.
Good night, Karen. Good night, everybody. Great show as usual. My fave, Ragamuffin. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Great show as always. Don't forget to tap the like button. The like really helps. There are 300 of you watching live right now just before we log off. Please do like the video. It's free to do. It's a massive help to the channel in terms of raising the profile on YouTube and helps with the algorithms, etc., etc. And it's a real pleasure to be here and to be able to join you on a Friday night. So look, raw reaction on the whistle tomorrow at about 7:15, 7:20ish. Depending on how the other results go, depending on the appetite that you guys have got, we might do the match reaction tomorrow night, or definitely do the match reaction on Sunday. Maybe we'll do a late night latte after the Super Sunday, and that's probably the best time to give the North London Derby ticket away. So if you want to have your name in the hat for that, do head over to patreon.com/lattefirm and give us a follow. If anybody wants to support Wayne and the Can You Believe It podcast and get involved in Wayne on socials, he's available at waynesworld20_. Yambele is also available as the owner and co-host of the Red Lines and Half Spaces podcast, which is going well. Episode 27 released today. Haven't heard it just yet.
Yes.
Yesterday. Yeah. Oh, as in I downloaded it today. I need to check it out. If anybody wants to follow Yambele, he is available at Verge59. Any closing thoughts, chaps, before we go into this fine weekend? No.
Let's bin these international breaks.
Yeah, I hope so. And good luck with your choice of school, Wayne. Just go and hang around outside schools. And
Wayne's going to hang around outside schools.
We're going to leave it there. Look after yourselves. Stay warm. Sleep well. Enjoy the football that is to come tomorrow. 9 points clear we could be if we win at the Stadium.
Ofsted rating outstanding could be possibly after this weekend.
Latte Firm rating outstanding. Bye for now.